The following is a presentation of The Day.
Nothing quite matches the atmosphere of the ECC Cheerleading Championships. The crowd is electric. Pride and enthusiasm on display for these often unsung athletes. The athletes are intense, ready to shine on the big stage and compete for their championship. The routines are cathartic, an incredible blend of precision, emotion, and athleticism that is only found here. Together they take the floor, knowing only through each other can they reach their goals. The power of the bases as they anchor the floor. The grace of the flyers as they spin in the air. The focus of the tumblers as they land the impossible. Then, it's in the judges' hands. The bruises and burns no longer hurt. The pulls and the strains are gone. All that exists is the crowd, your coaches, and your team. Last year we saw Plainfield, Waterford, and East Lyme win division championships, with the Vikings taking the crown in an emotional win. Who gets the top spot this year? A showdown Saturday at the X provides all the answers. It's the ECC Cheerleading Championship, and it's live on game day on theday.com.
Welcome, everyone, to Lancer Nation. It's the Waterford High School, host of the 2023 ECC Cheerleading Championships. Electric as always, the crowd filtering in, the participants ready to get going, and as always, the action is live on game day. Casey O'Neill along with Emily Funk, and welcome to the game day crew.
Thank you.
It is a pleasure to have you on what is a very special day. The opportunity for the ECC cheerleaders to show off their stuff, and as always, we get to bring all of it along. So what are you most looking forward to today?
Oh my gosh, what am I not looking forward to? I think I'm really excited to see growth in the programs. I was able to watch it as just a spectator last year, and I know that these teams have been working really hard, so I just can't wait to see what they put out there today.
Well, if you're unfamiliar with the format, it is 3 divisions, Division 1, 2, and 3. This year they will be going Division 1, 3, and then 2, and then they will repeat that cycle all the way through until all of the teams have had a chance to compete. Throughout the course of the broadcast, we will be able to update you on scoring and how teams accumulate points, as well as interviews with the competitors as they come off of the floor. Last year, that team right there, the East Lyme Vikings, brought home not only the Division 1 championship, but Coach Hannah Taylor and the Vikings brought home the overall championship as well. Plainfield was your Division 3 winner, and Waterford, in what has become old hat here in Lancerville, 4 straight ECC Division 2 championships for the Lancers, as well as an overall in that time, and they are the defending Division 2 champions. So Vikings, Lancers, and Panthers last year. Who will be the champions of the ECC this year, as it will all unfold in front of us. But Viking Valley well represented today. We've talked a little bit about what you know about East Lyme, and they have, like many of these teams, they are one of the biggest groups, right? 18 athletes, a veteran group with 8 seniors, but as we'll see with a lot of these teams, it hasn't always been easy.
Oh, certainly not. I mean, they've had a new injury nearly every week. One of their flyers, Lily, is just coming back on the mat after a broken foot from football season. And Annabelle is out on the mat after breaking her hand. And so they're very excited to take the mat again. I know I'm excited to see them, but certainly a lot to go through this year in order to get back out there and defend their title.
Well, kicking us off, the defending champions, the East Lyme Vikings, in the maroon, sparkling, smiling, nervous energy. Nothing like jumping out first.
Oh yeah, brand new uniforms too.
We got some sparkles in the hair as well.
Wow, beautiful toss to start off and some tumbling. Headed right into some kick singles. Wow, look at that. And lots of participation there in their standing tumbling. That's really great to have on a team of their size.
With this many competitors, they have to find ways to get as many people involved as possible if they want to accumulate points. You see already.
They have 4 strong stunts going on right now. They really have to get every person on the team involved. You'll see a lot of that quad jump today. That's how you get into the highest scoring bracket for jumps.
4 different flyers. That's always very nice visually.
Oh yeah, look at that, wow. And see, they're really just taking advantage of every single skill.
My favorite point in the routine, I love when the dance comes out.
Oh yeah, those voices were great. You really have to have that level to get high in the score. And what a fun visual there, going through the lines. Heading into some running tumbling. Oh, they're getting really excited now.
Well, they've gotten through some of the stunts. They've gotten through some of the tumbling. The dance is everyone's favorite. It's the easiest. It's where all that energy and emotion, and I mentioned the word cathartic. There's nothing like nailing the dance and finishing with all the energy. This is all the hard stuff. Now comes the fun stuff.
Yeah, they know that they've put on a great performance so far, so they are ready to just wrap it up and put it all out there.
Oh, I like that.
Those were beautiful.
Fun time.
Look at that energy. I want to get up and dance.
The East Lyme Vikings, the defending all-around champions. That says it all.
Wow. Look at those faces. They are so proud. What a way to start off.
Unbelievable start. The bar set awfully high, both in Division I and in the overall. Can't wait to see how the Vikings feel about their routine. They were full of energy, high tumbling, high performance, and they are with our own George Hathaway. George.
Here I am with Ashley and Alana here, and they feel very confident, very happy. So how do you guys feel right now?
I feel amazing. We've gone through a lot since this season started, and just feeling like the emotions from your coaches when you hit is just amazing.
You guys certainly felt confident towards the end of your routine. You could see it in your faces, in your smiles. What have you guys overcome throughout this season to get here today?
So like the start of the season, each week we've had at least 2 or 3 injuries each week. We've had to redo the routine at least once each week, so it just feels so good to be able to come out here and show everyone what we can do.
Coach, I got to ask you one question here. What did you tell your team before they went out there today?
That nothing can change their performance. They're incredible. We've been through so much, and they've been fighting since day one, so nothing can stop them.
Awesome. Congratulations, East Lyme. You guys did great.
Thank you, George. I mean, the bar got set awfully high when you're the overall champion. Let's talk a little bit about how they set the bar that high with really what is the scoring mechanism when you're here at the cheerleading. Talk a little bit about how teams accumulate points.
So yeah, in each kind of area, as you can see on the screen, we have lots of different things that are being judged: motions, voice, partner stunts, tumbling. And not only are they being judged on what they're putting out there, but how well they are doing those skills. So you can see right on the screen in partner stunts, difficulty out of 10, but also executing it. So if you're having some difficulty out on the mat, it's all being scored, and it's really important to keep that in mind, not only putting on a super intense routine, but a nice clean one, really showcasing all the skills that you're doing and doing them from the beginning to the end and not losing anything along the way.
So to be clear, and we'll talk more about this as we move forward throughout, accumulating points is more than just doing things well. It's what you try and the difficulty of what you try and how well you do it. So we'll talk more about that. From Division 1 to Division 3, time for the Wheeler Lions. They might be small in size of school, but with 15 athletes on the mat, they are one of the biggest teams out here, and certainly right there with Montville as the biggest teams in Division 3. Talk real quick about Wheeler.
Yeah, I mean, the smallest school in the ECC and still putting 15 athletes on the mat is incredible. And not only do we have our cheerleaders here, they do so much inside and outside of school, a National Honor Society members, RISE students, debate club, so many things going on here, and they put a lot of time into doing this. They actually had their first practice after Thanksgiving, not in the fall season. So they've put in time on the weekends, after school. They say 4 to 5 hour practices. They have put so much effort in to put it all out there today.
Yeah, one of the great things about cheerleaders that we have to always mention is there is no off season per se. Many of these cheerleaders are cheering year round and cheering for their team, right? They're cheering for their football team, they're cheering for the basketball team, in addition to their own competitions. So they might not have a night off. It's
correct.
Basketball game Monday night, practice, another game, another practice, another competition. So some of these kids that cheer, their schedules are not only their own sport, but supporting their other teams in their school as well. So an incredibly difficult schedule for the cheerleaders. And we're going to talk today about bumps and bruises. Your experience is, as well, is that some of these kids are either just getting healthy, have never been healthy, trying to overcome all the same injuries that we see in every sport.
Yeah, you have student athletes out on the mat that started their season back in August, and now we're in the middle of February. They haven't had many days off, especially heading into the competition season. And going from practices every night, every week, and then on the weekends going right into competition. And trying to stay healthy both physically and mentally is really challenging during those times because, as you mentioned, they're not only themselves athletes, but supporting the other athletes at their school. And I think that's really incredible to mention about they're not just doing it for themselves, they're doing it for everyone else.
Well, Wheeler, ironically, since they're going second, very similar colors and uniforms to East Lyme. So it's a big maroon start to our day, and Wheeler is right next to East Lyme in the cheering section. So there's this enormous sea of maroon in the crowd. But if you're not careful, you don't realize it transitions. It's East Lyme, and then it's Wheeler. They're all sitting right next to each other. So there's a huge maroon sea in the crowd. But the crowd is here. It is full. And it is now time for the Wheeler High School Lions, representing Division 3 here in the ECC Cheerleading Championships. Take it away, Wheeler.
That was a very sharp and loud cheer. Great job. Oh, and that's fun. Those transitions were really awesome. And actually, the jump you just saw is a double 9, which scores very high. stunts are going great. Heading into some running, tumbling passes. Again, trying to hit that majority. Heading straight into pyramids. And a single base pyramid with a high to high. Very impressive.
Crowd likes it. They're so far very smooth here from Wheeler.
Again, that quad jump that we're going to be seeing a lot of today.
Wasn't that long ago that the quad jump was only for a couple of teams.
Oh yeah.
And now the quad jump is almost a staple throughout all the teams.
Great way to max out in the jump category. Nice strong end with those stunts. Utilizing that floor in their dance.
Wheeler High School, very happy. Coaches, happy as well. Catherine Noonan, Sherry Tardif coming on the mat. The Lions crowd happy as well. Tough to follow East Lyme, but they did it, and they did it well, representing Division III. How tough is it to follow the overall champions? But Wheeler did it very well, and they're with our own George Hathaway. George.
Guys, here I am with Peyton and Kat. So how do you feel after a great routine that you guys kind of put on here today?
I feel good. We put in so much hard work. I'm so proud of every single person for fighting through everything.
And speaking of fighting through everything, Coach is very excited here for her girls, but speaking of kind of overcoming through things, what has that kind of been like for you guys this season?
We have worked so hard all season. Already we have less time than other teams because we don't cheer for football. And so just making the dance sharp, hitting all the stunts, changing our routine when possible. We put in 100% all the time.
Working on the fly, certainly done great for you guys. And Coach, I have to ask, what did you tell your girls right before they kind of went on the mat here today?
Most importantly, to go out and have fun, but to go out sharp, hit that routine, show them what Wheeler is all about, and just rock the house.
Awesome. Congratulations, Wheeler, once again.
Thank you, George. Very happy. Killingly will be up next, representing Division II, but we'll be back right after this. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com.
The Holy Club, the premier indoor golf facility and lounge in southeastern Connecticut. Featuring Foresight Sports Simulator technology, you can test your game on the greatest courses in the world. Want to improve your swing? Schedule a lesson with their on-site PGA Pro. Want to host an event? The lounge offers the perfect setting to watch all the big games. Gift cards are available and make the perfect stocking stuffer for this holiday season. Don't wait. Stop by the Holy Club, 161 Water Street in downtown Norwich. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more.
Capacity crowd here at the Waterford High School and the 2023 ECC Cheerleading Championships. We've seen last year's winners, East Lyme, as well as Division III's Wheeler, opening up with very strong routines. Now up next, representing Division II, is Killingly High School. Tanya Webster, the coach, and Killingly will be coming on shortly. Before we talk a little bit about Killingly, I want to go back to the scoring and just kind of wrap up a little more, talk about the scoring. So you saw the degree of difficulty. So, for example, you mentioned that the quad jump is a good way to accumulate points. So by doing 4 jumps, they're able to, there's a higher level than if, say, I went out and did 3 jumps.
Certainly, that can get you in the higher range, but as I mentioned before, the technique that comes along with those jumps is really important too. So you might see some coaches opt to do a 2-jump or a 3-jump sequence as opposed to 4 because their athletes might be able to perform that better. But certainly jumps is a great category to grab that score, especially if you're having difficulties in other areas like tumbling or stunting. It's just like the dance and motions. The athletes love to do it, so might as well give them more.
So, for the folks at home that are not involved in cheerleading, think about this like any sport, right? In a certain year, Waterford High School might not have a lot of pitching, and they might have to rely on their offense or their defense. A football team may not have a great quarterback, so they have to do something else. A basketball team may not have great guard play, right? But they have height and size. Coming into a cheerleading year, they might not have tumblers. They may not have the best tumblers, but they might have the ability to put together an amazing athletic dance routine. So in certain years, you focus on the talent that you have around you.
Yes, you have to take what you have and put the best thing out there. And you'll see a lot of teams aren't maxing out in one area, but they're certainly maxing out in another. And just taking advantage of what your athletes have to offer and putting what they're comfortable with out on the mat, super important.
So I look, as a layperson, I look at, and I look at tumbling and I say, all right, there's no way that everybody's going to have 6 tumblers. I mean, there's going to be years either through injury or just not having that gymnastic background where you might have 1 or 2 really solid tumblers, but you can sort of always teach precision in cheer. You can teach a dance routine that everybody can have fun with. You can get creative, but maybe you're not going to be tumbling your way through a routine, or maybe you don't have the sheer numbers to be able to do multiple pyramids and things like that. So, if you, as a coach, you take it from a coach's perspective, what are the things that you can sort of base, you can start here, and then yes, if I have, tumblers, or what's the thing you can start with?
Like you mentioned, that dynamic dance, jumps, motions, things like that, putting on a really strong routine, working on those motions, making sure that if that's the best thing you're putting out, that they're doing a fantastic job with that. And also, even just your basic stunts. We will see some really impressive stunts that might not be crazy and insane, but they are beautiful to look at because the technique is there. And so starting with what you have and using that long season, if you have it, to build up other skills is the best way to do it.
Well, Killingley High School will be taking the mats momentarily. We'll talk a little bit about them. Last thought on that, in sort of, I look for the visual nature of things. I love some of the creative ways that the routines are beautiful. I mean, they're beautiful to watch. Or, a couple times you and I have both looked and go, oh, that looked cool. Like there's something to that, right? You want to have the visual wow factor that pops. I feel like even from when we started doing cheer 5 years ago, the tumbling has gotten insane, and the athleticism of the jumps has gotten crazy, and the dances have become like, dance team on the center court of Mohegan Sun kind of, good. So the level is just continuing to go up and up and up.
Definitely.
So coming up next, Killingley High School, our smaller team, right? 6, no seniors. What can we see from Killingley?
We will see a very dynamic routine. It is the coach's first year coaching, coming from Plainfield, and we're just going to see some really amazing cheerleading out on the mat. Definitely a smaller size, but it'll be something amazing to watch. They might be a small team, but the voices were definitely there. Heading into some jumps. And see, they have just enough people on the mat to put up a group. Looks like we're heading into baskets. Beautiful kick single. This stunt sequence has had a lot of difficulty, and they're just getting it right out there on the mat, starting off strong. And what you saw right there is 3 of their 6 athletes just did very intense, incredible tumbling passes, so they're hitting that majority.
Well, they are in a loaded Division II. It is a very difficult division, and a small team right now from Killingly working very hard to maximize with 6.
And here they are taking advantage of the mat for their running tumbling, really filling up the floor.
And like you said, there's 4 different athletes out of the 6 doing tumbling.
Certainly, I don't think any of them have had a second to breathe so far in this routine. It is just jam-packed.
Very nice.
Great job in this pyramid. Another single base stunt right there.
I love all the cheerleaders in the building clapping with them.
Oh yeah.
Love it. Killingly High School. Small but mighty, great routine in Division II, and there's nothing better, and it's one of the things I love most about cheerleading. There's no sport anywhere where the competitors are more enthusiastic about the success of their opponents. In almost every sport, it's like you want your opponent to fail. Not here. It's like everybody wants everyone to hit a home run.
Oh yeah, the energy is just electric at cheer competitions.
We'll find out what Killingly thinks of their routine as they're going to come over and talk with George, Coach Tanya Webster, and half of her squad here talking with George Hathaway.
Thank you, guys. Great job on your routine. You guys are a smaller team, but how close are you guys as a unit?
We're very close. We do a lot of team bonding, and we love each other.
And that's certainly huge. A lot of great chemistry. So how do you feel about your performance here today?
I think that was really good to have 6 people and work so well together and come together and perform like that. It's really amazing.
And you guys, everybody has overcome some differences throughout the season. What did you guys kind of do to overcome to be here today in this moment?
Well, in the beginning it was a little hard, but we just have to push through everything and keep going no matter how tired you are.
Coach, what was the message to your team before they took their routine here today?
That they deserve to be the champions, and they got to push for it and fight so they earn it.
Awesome. Congratulations, girls, once again.
Thank you, George. Thank you very much. Killingly High School. Up next is going to be Woodstock Academy, and we will be right back with their routine. After this, you're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
You buy better. Better at first. Much better. So much better at first. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at first. You buy better at first. You buy better.
The Burns Agency can feel it, and we know you feel it too. Fall is here. Crisp air, falling leaves, pumpkin everything, and football. So much football. With a new season upon us, it's a great opportunity to take a quick time out and make sure your insurance program is in order. The Burns Agency is here to help you play by play. Strong coverage, dependable service, and touchdown savings. Give us a call or visit us online. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1930.
All right, so we are not going to see Woodstock Academy today. They are not competing here today in Division I, so we will transition down to Division III. And Montville High School, Coach Kayla Simon, and a huge group. I mean, 18 for a Division III school puts them as big as anybody we're going to see today. What are we going to see with Montville? Clearly well represented here today.
Montville actually just had someone be awarded as an All-Stater for the first time in a couple of years, so I'm sure that we're going to see some great stuff from that athlete. Montville is actually co-ed for the first time in program history, so that is something new for us to see today. A very young team coming out on the mat, no seniors, 3 juniors, mostly all sophomores and freshmen. So some of them, it's likely their first time taking the mat at ECCs. And so I think they're just going to come out with a lot of energy, and they certainly seem excited to be here. The crowd definitely looks excited to be here.
Yep, big cheering section here for Montville. You see the banner, you see the black and orange. Now, what's interesting, Montville with 3 assistant coaches as well. So they have a deep coaching staff, which when you're dealing with a young team and a young team of this size, having 4 coaches out there is huge. No seniors, but the program in excellent shape numbers wise. Talk a little bit about, because you've been out there, you've done this. I don't know that there's any sport where you have to shake off a mistake faster than in cheerleading. We talked about when you're wrestling and you make a mistake, you might lose, but it's just you. Mm-hmm. You've lost, you can go home and look in the mirror and talk to yourself about it. But when you're playing a team sport and you're representing everybody and you know that your mistake is the team's mistake, but you literally don't have a moment to consider it before you have to keep going.
There's no time to think about it, and if you do take the time to think about it, it carries right into the next skill. Cheer is very complicated in that sense, where you have to just, even with a smile on your face, pretend that nothing ever happened and keep going. And with a younger team, that is certainly something that you have to learn over time. But Montville is coached by 4 alumni of the program, so I think that they're able to bring that aspect and experience into the competition today and kind of remind them that it might not always be perfect.
I like the gear too, by the way. I love when the coaches rock unique gear. You see some of them right there with the M and the coach. Others have the jerseys with their names or their numbers on the back of them. And I love Wheeler High School. Here, this is something that so Wheeler's got in their hands, you see there, an MHS, right? So they have a sign, and they will do this throughout the competition. They're going to have a sign to root for Montville.
Yeah, I mean, they just came off of their own performance, and they're ready to cheer for everyone else. That is just so special, and I know that the athletes out there really appreciate that.
Well, I mean, so there's Bacon Academy and Stonington High School right there as well. So it's in the title. You're cheerleaders. If you're going to demonstrate, and it's not like if I'm a basketball team sitting up there, I can't dribble while the team's on the floor, right? But cheerleaders can cheer. They can show, all of their skills from a cheering standpoint, right? Not the mat work from there, but to go and spend 15 routines cheering for someone else after the people you're competing against, I find that to be like off the charts cool.
Oh yeah.
So we loved them last year. We mentioned them. We're going to mention them again this year. Wheeler High School leading the way towards cheering for everyone, and it gets all the other cheerleaders, right? You see Bacon and Stonington and Plainfield, right? They're all, and that's something unique to cheerleading. It really is when you are rooting for your opponent as hard as you're rooting for yourself, and that's just really cool.
Yep, I totally agree.
Montville High School, orange and black, sparkles, smiles, co-ed, nervous, representing Division III. Our second look at Division III, the Montville High School cheerleaders here in the 2023 ECC Cheerleading Championship. Just look at the numbers compared to what we just saw from Killington. 3 times as many.
Wow. Very strong start, utilizing the floor and some partner work. So something that Coach Simon mentioned was that they don't have a lot of tumbling. So we'll see them utilizing different parts of the routine to showcase. And look at that stunt.
4, always a good number. I think it looks great. And the visual right here is one of the best in cheerleading.
And with the twist down, getting those points. very, very loud. That's 18 really comes into play with those voices. Here we have some running tumbling with a nice visual. Looks like we're heading into another stunt, leading right into some running tumbling. And some nice motions going on in the back of tumbling, creating a fantastic visual. Some beautiful single tosses.
Very confident so far from Montville.
You can see those smiles building.
Yeah, the more and more they hit their stunts, the more and more they find a way to kind of push through the difficult aspects of the routine. The more energy builds. This is kind of the home stretch right here before they get to their dance, and every time they hit it, you see them get a little bit happier.
Oh yeah. They started off with a fantastic single base stunt in that pyramid. Those smiles are building.
Oh, listen to the crowd.
Lots of hugs, lots of smiles. That's what we like to see. Been seeing a lot of that today.
Very happy, Montville High School, great routine. Hugs and smiles, some tears. That's the sign of a happy group of cheerleaders. The crowd loves it as well. In Division 3, Montville absolutely with a chance to knock off last year's champions, Plainfield. Montville said this is their year. Well, we're gonna find out. Future bright, no seniors. Let's find out in a moment what Montville felt about their routine, what their coaches felt about their routine, as they really built and built and built the energy towards a very successful finish.
It was certainly electric. Lots and lots of smiles still happening. This crowd is loving it.
Coaches are happy, cheerleaders are happy. And let's find out how they feel. George.
Here I am with Ava and Alina. Girls, great job out there. And tell me, how do you feel after a great routine like that?
Awesome. Honestly, the best we've ever performed at. I'm so proud of us. We've been doing so good recently. This made me so happy.
I can tell it from your faces. Everyone's smiling. But tell me about the support from the Montville fan club over there. Everyone's cheering, screaming for you. And what does their support mean to you throughout this season?
Oh my God, so much. We have the youth team all here supporting us.
We love them.
We love them. They're our sister team, and they all came to support us.
It's great.
Love it.
That's great. You guys have a lot of support for you. Everyone's rooting for you. Want to bring your coach in here as well? Let's get Coach over here.
Yeah,
The reluctant coaches, get him in there, George.
Coach, great job out there. What did you emphasize to your team prior to them taking the mat?
We just emphasize having a good, clean hit routine, and with that comes hopefully a championship. But that's the most important part, is just having a clean hit routine, and that's what we told them.
Awesome. Congratulations, Montville, once again. Good job.
Thank you very much. Montville with a strong routine. We're going to turn it over to Division 2 and the defending champion Waterford Lancers right after this. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Being part of a great community is so important. People helping and supporting others can be very uplifting and contagious. At Philomena's Restaurant, that's exactly what you get. It's the community hub for not just Waterford, but all of southeastern Connecticut. Birthday parties, anniversary dinners, weddings, sports banquets, a drink with friends, and of course, charity events. Philomena's has been, is, and will always be there for the community. Celebrate and support southeastern Connecticut at Philomena's. Philomena's, Utopia Plaza in Waterford.
Lancer Nation, time to turn it up. The Waterford cheerleaders are next, representing Division 2. 4 straight years, the Waterford Lancers have brought home a Division 2 crown. 2018, 2019, 2020. And last year, 2022, 4 straight years. They keep getting smaller. They don't get any worse, though. Talk a little bit about what we can see from Waterford.
Another small team with some mighty athletes. I mean, we have 2 All-State recipients taking the mat with Waterford today, 2 seniors, and it's funny, we have a mix of athletes who have been cheering their whole entire life, and we have even a senior this year, and it is her first year on the team. And so we're going to see those athletes working together to make sure that they can all be the best that they can be. But they're going to have to really take advantage of the mat and those scores in order to impress the crowd with small numbers.
Well, like any sport, you got to rely on your stars, right? You got to rely on your best. And when you have only 7 athletes, but 2 of them are all state caliber, well, then you've got to lean on them. What can 2 rock star performers do when you have a small squad like that?
So it's actually great in leading up to moments like this when they have that experience, whether it's in tumbling, stunting, motions, the other athletes can really feed off of that energy and that expertise in order to improve themselves. So if you have a flyer that's really experienced with some new bases, they're able to walk them through and get them kind of on that level. And that's one of the great aspects of having a small team is you have more time for those moments of training each other.
Well, there's a future Lancer cheerleader right there, Waterford Lancers. You got it. A couple of the girls basketball players as well, so we got a little mix, and that's another great aspect of today. And it's an opportunity for athletes from other sports to come and cheer on the ones who've been cheering them. And in past years, we've seen that a little bit difficult today because a lot of the athletes are playing today. You got basketball in particular in the midst of their season, so not everybody is free, but I love in years past where we've seen these athletes from other sports showing up today to cheer on their cheerleaders. I know, I won't call them out by name, I know some of them are the boyfriends of some of the cheerleaders, so it's a mandatory show up today, but not all of them, they're here on their own accord. So
exactly.
I love that everybody turns out today. Going back to Montville's routine for 1 second, we were talking from a layperson standpoint, visually, Montville's routine looked more complicated, but also cleanly executed.
Yeah, they took advantage of what they didn't have. So they didn't have a ton of tumbling as we knew going into the routine, but as you saw with those motions and them using the mat, they were still able to put on a beautifully executed routine that was still so interesting to watch. And they're taking advantage of those other parts of the score sheet with the motions, voices, difficulty. I mean, it was just a fantastic routine to watch. The energy was, wow, it was just infectious.
And you know, in Division 3, their roster is so big, they in Griswold have a much bigger squad. Wheeler brought their biggest number, so Division 3, unlike some of the years past where the squads may have been smaller, well represented. Now, Waterford, as they're getting ready to take the mat, they're in Division 2. And in Division 2, you've got a huge Ledyard squad, and they're going to be anxious to perform today. And then you've got New London, and New London is going to bring an energetic, athletic, and incredibly visually stunning routine. They have been upping their quotient. They have 2 All-Staters as well. So, Division 2 is tough. Bacon Academy, smaller squad, Killingly, smaller squad, but they're going to find ways to come out here and, earn points. Waterford, we'll see what they can maximize in. That their level of difficulty is going to be as high as they can get it. So we'll see what they have to come here.
Yeah, lots of diversity in numbers in Division 2. We have some of our smaller squads coming out and some really big ones. So the judges are really going to have to dig deep into that score sheet in order to see where they're maximizing scores, and it'll be a tough one today.
All right. 7 as 1 takes the mat.
starting right off with a toss out the frame.
She was in the rafters.
Some standing tumbling going on right there with some high caliber skills. I give them credit for those voices again. Kick, single, toss. Wow, the height on that. And they are fighting for every skill. Heading into some jumps.
Quad jump.
Full team participating too.
Very nice. You can see the confidence.
Oh yeah. And they're still keeping it interesting with that small squat on the mat. Heading into some running tumbling, showcasing all those great skills.
Wow.
And I think 4 of their 7 just threw passes. They just keep going. Great stunt going on in the back. A nice high to high with a twist down. Going into other pyramid pieces with a single base, doing some high to highs.
Crowd like that.
Yes, they did. See how they're really spreading out in that dance, taking up a lot of the floor.
Waterford is pumped up. The coaches fired up with them.
Happy coaches, happy athletes. Look at that.
They want a 5-peat. That's what they want. They want 5 straight Division II championships.
They certainly did all that they could in order to secure that. I mean, they are going to feel good going into the rest of the day knowing that they did everything that they could.
Whatever happens here today in Division II, that says it right there. Crowd appreciative of the Lancers. So good in their routine, nailing everything and then some, and they're with our own George Hathaway.
I'm here with Camille and Ajaya. Great routine, very emotional. You can see it in your faces. Tell me, how do you guys feel right now?
So incredible. We took everything we had and left it on that mat, and we could not be feeling better.
Certainly overcoming a lot of adversity throughout the season. Take me through some of those moments and how it brought you here today.
Well, we've had some struggles with having missing girls sometimes, but we really just put our all in, fought through it, and did the best we could.
Awesome. And Coach, got a question for you as well. Certainly a smaller team compared to some other ones, but what did you tell your team before they took the mat here today?
A lot of things, but mainly is I never want anyone to have any regrets when they walk off the mat, and to give absolutely everything they have to that moment, because if they don't, they'll walk off and regret it, and I don't ever want to have any regrets.
Awesome. Congratulations, Waterford, on a great routine.
Thank you, George. NFA representing Division I will be up next. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
After the game, find us on social media at GameDayCT for our interview with the Foxwoods Player of the Game. And check out all the great entertainment coming this winter at Foxwoods. Go to foxwoods.com/entertainment. It's the Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all. All that is good begins with a smile. At Waterford Dental Health, your smile is our top priority. Our entire team is dedicated to providing you with the personalized, gentle care that you deserve. Contact us today. Visit us at waterforddentalhealth.com for more information.
There you see the NFA Wildcats, Coach Shahir Ahmed. They are traditionally a very strong squad, high energy, usually a big squad. This year, 11 athletes on the mat. Not as big as we've seen them in the past, but talk a little bit about what we can expect from NFA.
So actually, with their 11 athletes on the mat, there were some last-minute changes this past week. 2 of their elite stunters and tumblers had to be replaced from the routine. And so I think we're going to see a really electric performance, but they have to keep those changes in mind. I'm sure that that is floating back there. They have some things that have to be done a little bit differently. But as you said, NFA is just, they're great performers, and they always pack a ton of skill into their routines. I think my favorite part about NFA has always been their faces throughout the routine. They make you want to smile, they make you want to sing, they make you want to get out of your seat. I'm very excited to see them take the mat.
Well, when you're already dancing and happy before the routines even started, you're off to a good start. Cheering section there for the Wildcats as well. Everybody always gets ready to get fired up when NFA takes the floor. One thing about NFA in Division I is there's only 3 teams in Division I, but they're all talented, whether it's Fitch or East Lyme. Now listen, if I were to say to you he was a state champion in a sport, I think shot put is definitely the sport that comes to mind. NFA well represented. We said, you know, you could be a state champion in another sport, show up and support the cheerleaders.
It's a very special day because our cheerleaders really only have a couple times to showcase what they've been working on. And I wouldn't even be able to estimate how many basketball games they've cheered at this year. And so making sure to show up for the cheerleaders is super special for them after they show up for all the other athletes at school day in, day out. So I love seeing that support in the crowd.
Well, you know, you mentioned the crowd, and it's good timing because 1,000 plus in attendance here today at the X, representing the support for the ECC Cheerleading Championships. And your point is a good one because this is their day. You know, it's a special day for all the reasons we've mentioned, but it builds and it builds. And so sure, there's going to be more competitions after this, but all that work comes to this ECC Cheerleading Championship, which is part of why the reactions are so genuine. The reason why sometimes, you know, I need to just pipe down and let the moment, you know, speak for itself is because there's nothing more authentic than the emotions you see at the end of these routines. Because these kids, as you hear them talk about it, it's a roller coaster to get here for them. Look at NFA, they're dropping in last-minute routine changes and throwing in fill-ins. That means there's 2 kids over there who were told, guess what? Your turn.
Yep.
And that's huge, right? How do you step up to that moment? We'll find out.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot today, and I think that's why we have our teams in the back holding up signs for each other. They know the struggles. No one better to know it than another school in the same sport.
Well, the next, you know, you're not going to get a break from good routines, but with NFA, Griswold, New London as your next 3, you're going to see 3 very high energy, typically very complicated routines. And then on the other side, we're going to see Fitch, where you're going to see the same Plainfield as your defending champs. You know, it doesn't stop, right? Routine after routine. We've already seen the size of the school doesn't matter. The size of the squad doesn't matter. They will turn it loose here on the mat today. What is your fondest memory of your time in the ECC Championships?
I would probably have to say performing with my sister 3 times. She's 1 year older than me, so we got to take the mat ECCs 3 times together, and we won all 3 times, and so that's very special to experience with not only your teammates, but with your actual sister.
Yeah, that's got to be something that's one of those things you look back on forever, right? That's a story that will never go away. And a lot of these teams have, you know, siblings, cousins, so
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Special day for families. The NFA Wildcats are on the mat.
Starting off with some tumbling and some partner work, which is always fun to watch. Heading into some of our partner stunts. It's fun how they're utilizing a different part of the mat. Those twist downs, great way to end the stunt. Great jumps. Another partner stunt with a fun dismount at the end. I know during warm-ups they were having a little difficulty with that, so it's great to see them complete it and with some smiles on their faces.
They do have strong performers. A couple of all-state individuals, Campbell Apperson, I know, and Laura Piper. Campbell Apperson, who is the daughter of my good friend Brian Apperson, who just sent me a picture of me from behind. So thank you very much for that, Brian. He's sitting behind us watching NFA. Bring the energy here.
A single base pyramid start. And at this point in the routine, that is really hard to push through. Utilizing an inverted element in their pyramid.
Wow!
That was great. They felt good about that one. And like I mentioned before, those faces, they make you want to get into it.
NFA, you can see it. They just realized that despite all the turmoil, all of the various obstacles, they overcame and they were able to push through. Excited.
Looking at them, you never would have noticed that they had some things to replace this year, or this week.
Let's find out how the Wildcats felt about their routine. George.
I'm here with Mia and Nina from NFA. Congratulations, girls, on a great routine out there. How do you guys feel right now? A little tired, but I can tell your expressions out there on the mat. So happy.
We have had a very stressful week with changes and injury, and we put all that we could on that mat, and I'm so proud of every single girl on that team that we have.
I'm so proud of everyone. I love you all so much. We did the best as we possibly could. I'm just so happy.
And you guys certainly came some adversity throughout the week, like you were mentioning earlier. So take me through that moment and how it kind of brought you to here.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
Yeah, so a lot of adversity, like you said, throughout the week. How did you guys kind of handle that to come to this moment here today?
A lot of effort and practice and drilling stuff, and it paid off because we hit our full routine.
Coach, I got to ask you one question here today. What was the message to your team throughout the week, throughout practice, to kind of prepare for this moment?
They should basically just keep it going. Put on a show, do the best that you can. Show them that we are NFA and that we're still here. No matter what comes their way, they're able to handle it.
Awesome. NFA's still here. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, George. Up next, the very large and talented Griswold High School Wolverines. They'll be up next in Division III. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/membership.
Griswold High School. Shannon Withy's group, 2023 ECC Cheerleading Championships. Love their uniforms, always have the beautiful green. They stand out from everybody else, the green and black, and they're always represented. Cheerleading is big in Griswold, and look there at the Griswold cheering section. They are a talented group. Talk a little bit about this Griswold High School team.
I mean, they are in a very tough division, and they've truly held their own over the past couple of years, fighting for that spot. Obviously, lots of support from their coaches and from their fans. You can see they're getting pumped up back there. I think from Griswold, what we've come to expect is some really tight and impressive cheerleading, especially in those motions when they just really hit things, and you can tell that they are confident and they put those hours in. So I'm excited to see some really great clean cheerleading as well as those other intense skills. They just kind of do it all.
Couple of Griswold's finest on the basketball court, waving and cheering on. I'm not going to say anything to Evan Merchant about the pink stuffed animal of some kind that he's holding up right there. He and Jeff Suvanats representing the basketball team. They're going to be a favorite in the Division II boys tournament as they are the number 1 seed. Now, I should, full disclosure, let you know that 3 or 4 or 7 of the people that we just saw in the Griswold cheering section are in fact relatives of mine, and one of them is on the Griswold cheering squad. So I will give a shout out to Miss Coleman, and she is part of the cheerleading group today. And yep, that's my cousin, and that's my cousin, and that's my cousin, and that one right there is my cousin. Well represented in Griswold. I love Griswold's energy really clearly comes from their fans, right? You can see Montville did the same thing, but of all the groups that sort of really connect with their audience, I've always found that Griswold connects with their audience really well. Their group sets up straight away from them. It's almost like they can look straight ahead and see their parents, see their friend, right? Lock in on them, and that's what we're looking for today.
They get here nice and early to set up in those spots, and you're right, they feed off of each other.
They'll be taking the mat momentarily, Griswold, and then New London on the other side of them. So we're going to switch over our color schemes to green for the next couple of routines. Griswold in the green and black. Of course, New London will be in the green and gold. You see Whalers and Wolverines chit-chatting with each other as they're getting ready. Judges' tallies are in for NFA. You got to give the coaches credit for rocking the cons. Match in green, gotta like that. I said the coaches' gear is half of what I like looking at.
Yeah, they definitely put a lot of time and effort into that, and I think it's a really fun piece for them. When I was in high school, the coaches liked to dress up. Lots of heels and things like that, and now they're really embracing the fun gear and really showing out with that school pride.
And I've seen that, right? Just like the coaches on the basketball sideline wearing the shirt and ties. A couple of times we've seen the coaches like they were going out to the Oscars.
Yep. It's funny how that works.
Griswold High School, Wolverines, it's your turn here at the 2023 ECC Cheerleading Championships. All right, I believe they're going to say that's not where the music is supposed to start, and so we're going to get a restart here for Griswold. You can see the faces like you're supposed to plow through anything, right? Well, anyway, no, we're not going now.
They are very grateful that they got to restart there. Music mistakes definitely can throw you for a loop. Great tumbling right there from a lot of the members on the squad. And headed right into some stunts. If you can tell, they don't have backs on the back of them. That was some of that clean cheerleading I was talking about. And some great jumps there, really impressive with that height. And another sequence displaying a lot of creativity for that.
Visually, that was really cool, through the chute.
Showcases those tumblers, it's pretty fun. These visuals are really, really fantastic.
Similar, we saw Montville with great visuals. Griswold clearly doing their part as well.
And while their tumbling was going on, we had another single base partial pyramid in the back. Utilizing every second, some more jumps. Some more partner stunts with a fun entrance. Some twist downs at the end. Heading into part of their pyramid, which is a different style than what we've seen so far. Nice strong finish. And displaying that flexibility in the pyramid. That was a jam-packed routine. I had to keep that energy up right until the end.
And they had a performer who was injured in the routine, needed to finish, and did. You could see the struggles on her face. She's being helped off by her teammates. And that's the reality right there, is it doesn't stop. And she persevered through what was clearly an injury. Let's find out from her teammates how they felt about their routine with George.
Here I am with Griswold High School girls. Great job out there. And it was very loud, because if you look behind me, you have a whole section here of your family, friends, whoever in the town. How much do they mean to you and their support?
I mean, they mean everything. We have one team mom, and she's done everything for this team. She went out and got t-shirts for everybody in that section. And I mean, that section means everything to us.
How do you guys feel about your routine out there? A little slow start, but you guys picked it up and persevered. How do you feel?
Honestly, I think we did a pretty good job. We had some setbacks, but we went back and we killed it after that, so yeah.
Speaking of setbacks throughout the season, I'm sure you guys have had some setbacks, but tell me, how did you push through those setbacks to kind of get here in this moment?
We all worked together and we figured out the reason why we're even here in the first place, the love of the sport, and we pushed each other to the next level.
Awesome. Congratulations once again, guys.
Thank you, George. New London High School. It's time for some Whaler pride here at the 2023 ECC Championships. They're coming up next. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
You buy better. Better at first. Much better. So much better at first. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at first. You buy better at first. You buy better.
The Burns Agency can feel it, and we know you feel feel it too. Fall is here. Crisp air, falling leaves, pumpkin everything, and football. So much football. With a new season upon us, it's a great opportunity to take a quick time out and make sure your insurance program is in order. The Burns Agency is here to help you play by play. Strong coverage, dependable service, and touchdown savings. Give us a call or visit us online. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1930.
There are the New London High School Whalers getting fired up. They're up next representing Division II. We've seen Killingly, we've seen Waterford, now we're going to see New London. And here's an interesting thing. There's only 10 athletes on the mat, but 30% of them are all-state performers.
You got that right. I mean, 3 All-Staters out of 10, that is certainly something to be proud of. And we have some longtime cheerleaders for those All-Staters. Tatiana started cheering with the New London Youth Football League at 5 years old. I mean, that is a for-lifer. Then we have some other All-Staters who started cheering with Norwich Youth Cheer. We have someone who was dancing competitively. I mean, they are just stacked, and I'm not surprised at all that they were selected for All-State. What incredible backgrounds.
Yeah, you're looking at Tatiana going, you said she's cheering at 5, and Ayana's cheering at 5, and Leilani's, doing dance at 7, and here they are. Going to go on the mat as cheerleaders. This is not anything that they are not used to. Now, in the past, we have seen New London be the team that really took the energy of the routine to another level. And this year, we're going to find out with 3 All-Staters how they can incorporate 3 talented tumblers and 3 talented performers into their mix. New London's crowd will be into it. I love that Griswold and New London are back-to-back because they have a lot of similarity in their squads, though Griswold's a bigger squad in that they really tap into their cheer community and their fan section. So we should get a lot of energetic cheering from the student section, from the young future high school cheerleaders that we see in the crowd right now, and from all of Whaler Nation.
Certainly a lot of future cheerleaders in that crowd, and that is such a special thing to have here today. So many people who are ready to take those spots in a couple of years. I'm excited to see New London bring the energy with a smaller squad, at least from what I remember. I remember them always having a lot of numbers on the mat, but you can certainly be mighty with 10. We've seen some mighty teams with 6 and 7 today, and with those All-Staters, they definitely are going to bring it. I'm very excited.
Want to give a quick shout out to AJ, Lexi, and Zena. That would be my son, his girlfriend, and my dog, who are right now, I think, on the couching it, watching the cheerleading championships. Now, I got to appreciate, for all of you watching at home, I got to try to give you an understanding of how loud this place gets. I know it looks it, but you can't quite get the volume of how loud this place gets. Talk about it from a performer standpoint. When are you first aware of just how loud it is?
So it's funny because you hear it a lot when you're standing on the back of the mat. You hear it when you're done. But during the routine, everything is blacked out. You are not hearing anything except for that music and your teammates on the mat. So it's pretty funny because from this side, we can hear that all we hear is people screaming throughout the entire routine. But when you're on that mat, you are zoning that right out. You can feel the energy, but you don't really hear it.
So here's an interesting one, right? Music it's choreographed. So you have to be on time with the music. You're saying that you don't really even hear the crowd. You're so locked in on your music and your routine, and that's where all that repetition comes in, right? You probably could do that routine with no music at all.
Exactly. And actually, some years you see that happen. Sometimes the music cuts right out in the middle of the routine, and they do not miss a beat. With Griswold, started off different, so they were able to catch that music error, but during the routine, you were just so in the game that, nothing can stop that.
Well, the coaches for New London are ready to get the girls on the mat. Debbie Huntington is the head coach for New London High School. There's a great feature that we will have up again, the Philomena's feature on these 3 New London All-Staters and the journey that New London has taken. It's available now, of course, and the crowd is starting to sense that we're about ready to get the Whalers on the mat.
And they are certainly ready to take the mat, and our friends right in the pack are ready to cheer for them.
After New London, we will get Fitch, and then last year's Division III champions, Plainfield, followed by Ledyard, Stonington, and Bacon Academy will round out before we hit our 3 unified performances by Waterford, NFA, and Griswold. But taking the mat, the New London High School Whalers, the green, the gold, the bows, the smiles. Time for the Whalers to shine.
Very strong start, really impressive. Voices, motions, everything. Some single base stunts right there, and tumbling going on, utilizing all those athletes. Quad jump, here we go. And lots of their squad just participated in standing tumbling. Fun inversion into that stunt with a twist down, maximizing. Showcasing multiple positions during that stunt. Our flyers showing their flexibility off. Right into some high basket tosses. Look at that. And even while this running tumbling's going on, look at those 3 and 4 athletes in the back doing skills as well. Not 1 second to breathe in this routine. High to high with a single base, very impressive. What a performance. I love this dance. They're moving all over the mat. Really captivating.
New London High School. Well done, Whalers. Crowd liked it. Whalers very happy. Let's find out what the judges think as the Whalers in Division II looking to overthrow a 4-year run by Waterford. We'll see what Coach Huntington has to say, as well as 2 of our Whaler cheerleaders. They're down with our own George Hathaway. George, take it away.
Here I am with Ayla and Adriana. Girls, great job out there. In the beginning, you guys were loud. Everybody could hear you, even throughout all the cheering. How do you feel?
I feel amazing. I think me and my team really worked hard, and we pushed through.
And speaking of pushing through throughout the season, some adversity, some obstacles, how did you persevere through them to get to this moment today?
I feel like because of our team, we learned how to grow with the strength that we have and know how to push through our obstacles that came our way.
Coach, I have a question for you as well. Throughout the week, preparing for this moment, what did you tell your girls?
I tell them that every time we go out there to just be better than the last time they were out there and to, put what they can on the mat.
Awesome. Congratulations, New London. Great job today.
Thank you, George. Fitch High School, then Plainfield and Ledyard, your next three up at the ECC Cheerleading Championships. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
The Holy Club, the premier indoor golf facility and lounge in southeastern Connecticut. Featuring Foresight Sports Simulator technology, you can test your game on the greatest courses in the world. Want to improve your swing? Schedule a lesson with their on-site PGA Pro. Want to host an event? The lounge offers the perfect setting to watch all the big games. Gift cards are available and make the perfect stocking stuffer for this holiday season. Don't wait. Stop by the Holy Club, 161 Water Street in downtown Norwich. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more.
Time to turn it back to Division I. Melissa Robinson and the Fitch Falcons will be up next. Robinson with a big coaching staff as well. She's got 3 assistants, and that's important because they've got a good-sized squad, 11 athletes, but more importantly, they've got some talent as well.
Yeah, I mean, 4 upperclassmen and 7 underclassmen, so you have a really great mix of athletes coming out on the mat today. And something really special about this team is so many of them have cheered together for most of their lives, coming from the Groton Mystic Falcons youth program. So having that bond is really special in working together as a team and making these incredible skills happen. We have 2 All-Staters. I mean, lots of All-State in the Eastern Connecticut Conference this year. How incredible.
Yeah, Gianna and Nevaeh, both all-state athletes, which is amazing. And also, all academic distinction I see as well.
Yeah, I mean, these athletes are working hard in the classroom, working hard at practice, working hard at all those games that they're cheering at. They are truly building themselves up to be incredible humans, cheerleaders, students. It's really inspirational to see how they do it all and do it with a smile.
So they are the final Division I team. We saw East Lyme open the competition today with an outstanding routine, and NFA with an outstanding routine, overcoming. So from my perspective, and I would be remiss if I didn't say that I know nothing, and I am not a judge. And if you've ever seen Whose Line Is It Anyway, and Drew Carey gives out imaginary points, that's what I'm doing right now. These are imaginary points. I would have East Lyme ahead of NFA because they had the more difficult routine from a layperson's perspective, and it feels like they landed enough of it. So right now, Fitch has got to be coming in with that East Lyme routine as the benchmark. From what they're able to score, can they match what East Lyme did?
I think it is totally, they could totally do it. I mean, you never know what these teams are going to bring out, and all those hidden points hiding all throughout those routines with technique, motions, voices. We truly can never know who is going to come out on top. We've been surprised before, and Fitch finds themselves in a nice position rounding out Division I, where they are going to leave that lasting impression. If they kill it, if they don't, it's going to be the last thing they remember from that division. So, as most of our other teams today, I'm sure that they'll put on an amazing performance, and that'll stay in the judges' minds, certainly going into awards and scoring.
Where did you like to be situated when you were on the mat?
I like to be towards the end, but not last. I think being kind of towards the middle end of it was a special place to be because the energy's built in the building. If it wasn't perfect, it's not the last thing that they remember, but you have time to cheer on teams before, you have time to cheer on your competitors after, and I think that was my favorite spot. Going towards the beginning was certainly not my favorite. I got lucky, I don't think we did that many times, but I think that being kind of where Fitch is, where they're the last in their division but not the last to go, they are probably in the ideal spot that I would have wanted.
What's worse, first or last?
Oh, I would say first, because you have to watch all the other teams for the rest of the day. And as fun as that is, you're here and you want to see everyone and see what they've put together for the year. It is hard sitting there for hours.
Well, after waiting, it is now the Fitch Falcons' turn to take the mats. The familiar black and red of the Falcons, white in the middle. And it is now the time for Falcons to take the mat.
Wow, a nice kick single to start off and some tumbling. And some high caliber tumbling to mention with some round off handspring back tucks. And 2 of those 3 groups were single based. Really bringing the energy and the heat. Some more standing tumbling. You can tell they're feeling good about this so far. Clean, confident, and just smart cheerleading there. Their quad jump they're utilizing going around and adding another jump in.
So far, very crisp. No visual mistakes thus far.
More partner stunts with some flexibility showcased there. These athletes are putting their all into this, you can tell.
I love the attitude too. Looking at judges right in the eyes.
Great job with the motions and voices there. Heading into the pyramid now. Nice high to a heel stretch. Looks like some basket tosses. Kick single. Everyone's clapping along to this dance.
Good motion on the mat. Wow. What a way to finish the routine. I love it. The timing was perfect. The routine started off strong and finished strong. Any little blips in the middle were easily overcome, and a very, very strong finish for Fitch High School. Melissa Robinson has to be proud of her athletes because they did overcome a little blip in the middle and finished rock solid, and the crowd really, really enjoyed their energy and their effort, and they are with our own George Hathaway.
I'm here with Tallulah and Gianna. Great job out there. Girls, you started off so strong and even finished strong throughout the entire routine. How do you feel right now?
Really good. I'm really proud of everything we put into this routine. I'm proud of my girls. We've been working really hard all season, so it was amazing to see everyone come together and just complete it.
And throughout the season, had some obstacles throughout the year, but how did you guys push through to put on a great performance today?
We just know we're doing it for each other, and that's all that matters.
And Coach, if you want to come in here as well, I have a question for you. So throughout the week, even before their routine today, what did you tell your girls before their performance?
One thing that we've been saying to each other all season is you just take the routine 1 8 count at a time. You know, you do your best you can. It's 2 minute and 30 minute sprint, 2 minute and 30 second sprint, and they gave it all they had. I'm super proud of them.
Congratulations, Fitch, once again.
Thank you, George. Well, that's the end of Division I. When we come back, it's going to be last year's Division III champions, the Plainfield Panthers. They'll be up next. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
After the game, find us on social media at GameDayCT for our interview with the Foxwoods Player of the Game. And check out all the great entertainment coming this winter at Foxwoods. Go to foxwoods.com/entertainment. It's the Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all. All that is good begins with a smile. At Waterford Dental Health, your smile is our top priority. Our entire team is dedicated to providing you with the personalized, gentle care that you deserve. Contact us today. Visit us at waterforddentalhealth.com for more information.
At the Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/membership.
Last year, Plainfield was the Division III champions. They're up next. We've seen Montville put on a brilliant performance. We've seen Griswold with an emotional performance, and Wheeler early on. Stonington will be last in Division III, but Plainfield in that prime spot that you like. Position now, we should say, Stonington with only 3 athletes. You know, when it comes to the team competition, 3 is tough. So This is really Plainfield kind of rounding out Division III. And I feel like we've seen with Montville and Griswold 2 very strong performances. Now, Plainfield's not as big, not a small roster, but not as big. I think they have 7 or 8 as well.
Yep.
But they are the defending champion. So just like Waterford comes in with a smaller squad as the defending champion. So trying to find that balance between, we're not as big, but we also know what we're doing. So what are they going to be looking at today?
So something that is difficult to navigate as a team of 7 is you're usually only putting out 1 stunt. So that 1 stunt really has to be perfect, because if it comes down, that's the only one that's out there. And so I'm sure Plainfield has really put in the work to make sure that their stuff is going to hit. They have 3 seniors taking the mat for their last ECC competition, so I'm sure they are ready to nail it. But yeah, this division's been really diverse with the numbers of athletes on the teams. I don't think, we haven't seen a team yet in this division with this size squad. So it'll be interesting to see the differences between them and a team like Montville, who had 18 on the mat. And Griswold, I believe, had 14, still double what Plainfield's bringing out today. But they are certainly going to bring the heat. They want to defend that title. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's a great point that you just made. Montville, Wheeler, and Griswold were all, 15 and bigger. And this is a smaller Plainfield group. And I like what the coach said when she said, it's hard to get that wow factor, right? You want the crowd to pop, and it's hard when you only have 7 to make the crowd pop, as you mentioned, because you're only able to do a certain amount of things at a time. And so putting together a routine that makes us at home and the judges feel like they're looking at a bigger group than they are. One thing you mentioned about Waterford and New London was the way they moved around the mat to give sort of the visual, spacing themselves out in their dance so that it looks like they're a bigger group out there. Plainfield's going to have to do some of that same stuff today as well.
You really want to captivate the crowd, and the coaches did mention that they are showing off today how this is cheerleading. No pom-poms, they are pure athletes, and we've seen a lot of that today. I can't wait to see what they bring to the mat. They truly are going to have to take advantage of the mat, though, and get the whole crowd involved.
It's interesting to me because you mentioned Michaela Barstow and Gianna Manella and Sophia Bernal. They were starting in the program at the age of 4. Mm-hmm. They're now 17, 18 years old. They've been cheering together for 14 years, and here they are at their final competition. But the road to the modern cheerleader is not pom-poms. And Correct. We'll talk more about that after the Plainfield Panthers take center stage.
And they got that cheer right out of the way, nice and sharp with loud voices.
Oh, I like that. That's new.
That was creative. That wow factor with a smaller team, just like they talked about. A jump into a standing back handspring. Quad jump again, very strong from all the athletes on the mat. Working on that partner stunt there. And see with those extra athletes on the side, they're doing motions to keep it interesting. Single base pyramid work right there. And we just had 3 athletes do running tumbling. That's getting those numbers. And even more tumbling right now with some specialty passes. Beautiful kick single basket toss right there. Some more pyramid work, splitting it up throughout the routine.
Yep, starting to settle in right now.
Spreading out those athletes. There we go, using that mat.
Pay up the pride. Plainfield High School. A couple of bumps in the middle, but overall, I think a very strong routine. Gotta love the energy. 7 can really feel like 17. Support of their fans as well. This is Plainfield. Let's find out what the Panthers think with our own George Hathaway. George.
I'm with Kiana and Michaela here. Girls, great job out there on the mat. I gotta ask you guys, what does it mean to have the support from all your friends, family, and everybody from town right over here?
It means a lot just looking back at that corner for the 1 second you have during a little break and just seeing everyone standing up and cheering for you. It means a lot.
It's certainly a great feeling. Speaking of feelings, how do you feel out there on the mat? You guys performed great.
Oh my gosh, there's so many things going through your mind at once, but we always just take it one count at a time and just think about the water that we're going to get at the end of this full out.
That water and ice cubes, certainly essential. Coach, I have one question for you. What was the message to your girls, before this routine and even throughout the week?
It was all about having fun, going out there, being confident, staying tight, and giving life to the routine.
Awesome.
And the energy.
Awesome. Congratulations, girls, once again. Great job.
Thank you, George. 3 more in the main competition. Ledyard, Stonington, and Bacon Academy. Ledyard's next. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Being part of a great community is so important. People helping and supporting others can be very uplifting and contagious. At Philomena's Restaurant, that's exactly what you get. It's the community hub for not just Waterford, but all of southeastern Connecticut. Birthday parties, anniversary dinners, weddings, sports banquets, a drink with friends, and of course, charity events. Philomena's has been, is, and will always be there for the community. Celebrate and support southeastern Connecticut at Philomena's. Philomena's, Utopia Plaza in Waterford.
You can purchase a digital download of tonight's game or any of our live broadcasts at Vimeo On Demand. For details, head to vimeo.com/ondemand/GameDayCT.
So we will turn our attention to Division II with the biggest squad in Division II, Ledyard High School. And we will find out what they bring to the table. They are, of course, coached by Teresa Quibble. I love the energy of just the size that Ledyard brings out. Talk a little bit about what their 11 will do.
So they're in a great position with their size today coming out there. They'll be able to put up more stunt groups than some of the other teams that we've seen today, given their size. And they had a couple injuries this week in replacements, as we've heard from other groups today. So not entirely sure what that's going to look like and how they came through that and overcame those obstacles. But this is a really exciting performance for me because Teresa Quibble was my coach in high school at Montville, along with her assistant Taylor. She was my assistant coach. They came in October, a little bit into the season, to help Ledyard out with some coach turnover. So it'll be really special for their team to get out there on the mat. I know there was a point in the year that they weren't sure if they were going to make it out on the mat. And so I bet they're just really excited to be here, and I'm sure we'll be pleasantly surprised with what they show us, even with their injuries and obstacles this week.
I mean, they've lost people this week as recently as Wednesday, so they decided to drop down to 11. It's not, they have a much bigger roster than that, but they've lost through, injury so many people, and so they decided to go through with 11, but, they're coming up with routines this week, trying to put things together with 11.
That is definitely something really, really challenging to navigate because so much time goes into building these routines, and all of a sudden one day you have to turn around and come up with something else. And the muscle memory that comes along with that, with these routines that you might have been working on since October or November, all of a sudden having to change what you're doing, where you're going on the mat. So they have a lot of obstacles to overcome even today, and I'm sure they'll do a fantastic job with that, but it will be hard.
So Ledyard and Bacon Academy still to go for Division II. Ledyard wraps up that cycle, and then we'll have Stonington and Bacon as our final two teams. And then, of course, into the Unified. Waterford, NFA, and Griswold will represent the unified teams for those three schools today. And it's going to be a little different in our last three, right? So we're going to see 11 for Ledyard, then we're going to see 3 for Stonington, and we're going to see 10 for Bacon Academy. So middle, tiny middle to finish on the heels of some of those big rosters. But what it really shows you, East Lyme, Montville, teams that can put that many athletes out there and get them to contribute, you get what the Plainfield coach said, we have to figure out a way to look like that with only 7 kids. Well, when you had 18 out there, you're able to do a lot of different things. And so, to compete for this level and then to move on to compete at the higher levels, you really do need a roster that can be versatile and where you can put that many athletes out on the mat. So the teams that are able to do that, a little bit of an advantage, but I've been really impressed with the creativity that we've seen today.
Yeah, and those smaller rosters are packed with powerful athletes. They have to carry all those aspects that these teams of 18, 15, you can spread the wealth a little bit. You can have, I keep saying that, time to breathe. When there's only 7 on the mat, you have no time. While tumbling's going on, you might have a stunt in the corner. You might have jumps going on. You have to put on a performance that brings the atmosphere of double, triple size of their team.
Well, look at Plainfield, right? I was so impressed. They started off with something we hadn't seen yet, 2 single catches.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, that's a really daring way. That's like right off the bat, we're going to hit you with something that you haven't seen yet. Now, one of those drops, you've landed splat literally to start your routine, but instead they hit it, kind of gave them a little bit of life, but that's the kind of daring things that the smaller squads have to try to do. Ledyard is kind of the opposite. They had a big squad. They've been whittled down to 11, so it's going to be like, how can we make it go with these 11? And I think that's part of the fun.
Oh, yeah.
When you see the girls come off and they're like, you had any idea what we went through? Like, it was midnight and we were still doing it. Like, I love how they step up. Again, we talk about the unsung nature of cheerleading. when the backup quarterback is in the game, everybody knows.
Oh yeah.
But when the cheerleader who hasn't been expected to be a staple is now thrust into it, only they know.
Yep.
And so days like today, time to shine. Ledyard High School, the Colonels are on the mat.
You can hear that volume from a team of that size. They really bring those voices and emotions. Kick single basket in the back while some tumbling goes on in the front. And majority of the team just did back walkovers, and a lot of them did back handsprings as well. We have some partner stunts going on right there with pull downs.
Kiss is back in the game, only forgotten, but here's our game, Ledyard.
Quad jump, there it is. Wow, look at that. Tumbling and stunts going on with those single bases. Not only are those difficult, but at this point in the routine, you're starting to get tired. And that was a really fun entrance into that stunt. I really like how Ledyard is having multiple things going on at once with tumbling and stunts. Some running tumbling again.
And you can see the coach's influence on this Ledyard performance.
Definitely.
They look a lot like another team that we've seen recently.
You got that right. Powerful pyramid with that high to high. The last chance to really sell that routine.
Very nice, Ledyard High School. Well done, a happy group of Colonels. They're heading off the floor. They'll talk with Coach, get them their reactions, and then they will head over to talk to George. Gotta be pleased through all the adversity. Put together a solid routine.
I would say so.
I like the creativity, doing a variety of things at once, and they're with our own George Hathaway.
I'm here with Bailey and Cheyenne. Girls, you had a new routine kind of coming into this week. Take me through the process that you guys kind of went through.
Well, we had a whole, we started off from the beginning with easy stuff, and we had worked so hard. And we lost a teammate this week, so we had to make our whole routine in the last 24 hours. So I'm pretty proud of what we had.
Yeah, you guys certainly did amazing out there. And with those obstacles, how did you really persevere to perform so well today with your routine?
Well, I mean, we really are just a team at the end of the day, so everything gets pushed through together. You really only have yourself and your teammates at the end of the day, man.
Well, congratulations once again. Good job out there.
Thank you, George. We're down to the home stretch, our final two teams of the regular competition, Stonington and Bacon, and then the unified competition will come on the other side. So we got 5 more fabulous routines for you. Stonington's up next. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
You buy better. Better at first. Much better. So much better at first. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at first. You buy better at first. You buy better.
The Burns Agency can feel it, and we know you feel it too. Fall is here. Crisp air, falling leaves, pumpkin everything, and football. So much football. With a new season upon us, it's a great opportunity to take a quick time out and make sure your insurance program is in order. The Burns Agency is here to help you play by play. Strong coverage, dependable service, and touchdown savings. Give us a call or visit us online. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1930.
Well, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And that's 3 Bears. And if you're going, where's the rest of the squad? That is the squad. Give Coach Emily Jennings credit because Jessica Maynard, Abigail Newman, and Gabriella Ocasio represent the Stonington High School Bears, and those 3 young women are going to be on the floor, and I am fascinated to see what you do with 3.
I know, and I actually cheered with Emily Jennings in high school, and so I know that she has that expertise to make this the best that it can be. All 3 of the girls are first-time cheerleaders, so major props for putting themselves out there. That is an incredible feat. I really can't wait to see what they do. They've all made honor roll. I mean, if you looked at the list of clubs that they're involved in, you would think that this is a team of 50. They are super involved outside of cheerleading, and I think we're going to see that excitement for life in this performance today.
I love the fact that their flyer started the year as a base.
Yep.
And had to learn to fly a month ago. Right? That's just remarkable. And like you said, they're on their way to college, and they play other sports, whether it's track or swimming. They're also mentors in the Unified Sports Program, which is fabulous. And they've all made the honor roll. So, I mean, these are 3 smart young women. They're seniors, 2 of them, ready to go on and make their mark. And they're coming out here first time, right in front of 1,000+ people. That's a huge task, but good for them.
And you can look at them in the back getting ready. They have smiles on their faces. Obviously, it's tough to beat those nerves the first time out on the mat at ECCs, but they look excited. They are building that game mentality. They're getting in the zone. I think that we're going to see something really special from Stonington today.
After Stonington, Bacon Academy will wrap up the competition before we have the unified teams of Waterford, NFA, and Griswold with their performances. And of course, at the end of today, you're going to want to stay around as we will learn of individual award winners, as well as each of the Division 3, 2, and 1 champions and the overall champion for today. We are done with Division 1, NFA, Fitch, and East Lyme. We are done with Division 3 after this Stonington team goes, and then we will wrap up Division 2 with Bacon Academy next. You see the Bobcats in the background in the blue and gold, and the Bears in the front in the brown and gold. And we are in the home stretch here. Stonington High School approaching the mat, and they will be up next in the ECC Cheerleading Championships. Job of the open cheer.
Great cheer to start it out, and they really had to bring those voices. That was a really fun transition. Again, this flyer is new to flying. I mean, that was full team participation in that tumbling pass, which I don't think we've seen from any other squad today. Single base stunt. showcasing flexibility with different skills. Nice triple jump there. Heading into another stunt here. I mean, what a difficult feat with only 3 people on the mat putting this many stunts up. And keeping it interesting.
The crowd appreciates it as well.
Oh yeah. Had some of my favorite songs in it.
I'm going to assume it was Let It Go from Frozen. If it wasn't, that's mine. So, great job, and right there, that says it all.
Very proud coaches and very proud athletes right there. They really took that routine and did everything to the best of their ability. I was very entertained by that. Definitely a difficult feat with 3 people.
And the only thing with Coach Jennings could bring her entire roster over to the interview table, and I think she should, and she is. We will have Stonington High School coach and all of the cheerleaders are over there with her. And we'll get 2 of them right now with George. George, take it away.
Here I am with Jess and Abby. And girls, just being a very small team, but this is like one of your first times being on the mat in this kind of capacity. Take me through your emotions and feelings right now.
It's very nerve-wracking, but also very exciting. Like feeling and hearing the crowd, it just gives you a lot of energy.
As a senior and this being my first and only time being able to be on the high school competition mat, it feels really great.
A lot of great emotions here, and take me throughout the week. What were you guys feeling and kind of preparing yourselves for this moment?
It was a lot of pressure, but we knew we had it, so it was more good pressure than anything.
We also had a basketball game where this was our halftime performance, and we did it on a wooden floor, so I had a pretty good feeling about today.
Well, you guys did great. Congratulations. Great job there.
Thank you, George. A proud group of Bears, and they should be proud. They did a great job. 1 more to go here with Bacon Academy in Division 2, and then our unified teams, Waterford, NFA, and Griswold. Come on back and watch the Bobcats. See if everything's better with Bacon. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
The Holy Club, the premier indoor golf facility and lounge in southeastern Connecticut. Featuring Foresight Sports Simulator technology, you can test your game on the greatest courses in the world. Want to improve your swing? Schedule a lesson with their on-site PGA Pro. Want to host an event? The lounge offers the perfect setting to watch all the big games. Gift cards are available and make the perfect stocking stuffer for this holiday season. Don't wait. Stop by the Holy Club, 161 Water Street in downtown Norwich. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more.
We're back. Bacon Academy are ready to take the mat. The Bobcats have a roster of 10 it looks like, 3, 6, 9, 10. And they are ready to go here as the final team in Division 2. Keep an eye on freshman Madison Peck. She is supposedly quite the stunt, high flyer, tumbler. A lot of girls here, veterans of this competition. As I just mentioned to you, I know many of them from when they were cheering for the Cougars youth squad in Colchester. And they are a proud group of Bobcats. You can see the excitement on them right now, and this is the tough spot, right? Closing out the competition.
They have to leave a lasting impression and a good one at that. So not only are they the end of Division II, but of our divisions as a whole. They really have to bring it, and I'm sure they can because that's kind of a tradition for them. They've been very strong in the past couple of years. You can see they're getting ready back there. I'm sure that they're going to put on an incredible performance today.
You saw the Beacon faithful here in attendance cheering them on. They've got a nice crowd. I mentioned earlier that boyfriends need to show up for girlfriends. I'm not going to out anybody, but there was a boyfriend in the crowd, girlfriend on the mat, so I'm going to make sure I let him know afterwards. Well done, young man. Way to get here and cheer them on.
It's a way to do it.
Bobcats, time to take the mat and show everybody what you have in the 2023 ECC Cheerleading Championship.
Tumbling and a basket to start off the routine.
Wow.
Wow, the height on that kick single. Partner stunts happening right now. But really fun transition out of it. Some standing tumbling right there, heading into jumps. A nice quad jump. Single base stunts right there in the middle of the cheer. Some switch ups into that stunt, and they really nailed those. Single downs from those partner stunts. Really fun use of the athletes on the mat that weren't tumbling right there, highlighting those who were tumbling. Some more running passes happening right now. What a pass to end that sequence. Heading into pyramid pieces.
Who runs the world? Girls. Song on right now.
Wow, look at that single base right underneath that middle group. Showcasing her strength. That was awesome. This song definitely makes me want to dance too.
The Bacon Academy Bobcats bringing it home here as the final team in Division 1, 2, and 3. They are the final Division 2 team and the final regular competition team. We have 3 unified performances that you are definitely going to want to stick around for. But we're going to find out what the Bobcats thought of their performance. Happy right now. Hugs all around.
Certainly a good way to wrap up our divisions right there. What an electric performance. So many things going on at once. I didn't know where to look.
They really did have a visually impressive program. A lot of moving parts. I think it was a nice job of, like you said, diverting your attention to a variety of things. Trying to get as many points as possible. Let's find out how they felt about it with our own George Hathaway.
I'm here with Gwen and Maddie. Girls, amazing job out there on the mat. Take me some of the emotions right now. How do you feel after a great performance on the mat?
The emotions are everywhere. It's just, I don't have words for it. It's everything built up for 3 months for today, so it's amazing.
It's certainly been a long 3 months in that process. You know, take me through some of the highs, the lows, and how you kind of push through.
Well, it was really difficult. We lost one of our tumblers midway through the season. We had to change some of the, formations. Some of our stunts had to get changed. But we just have an amazing team. We love each other so much, and that's just what gets us through it.
Well, great job, Bacon Academy. You guys did great out there.
Thank you, George. Up next, the Waterford High School Unified team is on the floor. Morgan Santangelo right in the middle, seated, the fan favorite. Beautiful young woman from a great family that I've known since she was born. And Morgan anchoring here, the Unified team. Good job.
I gotta say, these are always my favorite performances of the day. And look at that pyramid going on. Doing some really strong motions right now. Look at all the dancing going on. I love it.
Great job from the Waterford Unified cheerleading team. Crowd always supportive here at Waterford High School. They love their cheerleaders. Up next, the NFA Unified team. And NFA is a very strong school throughout history in all unified sports, a leader in unified sports, and they have a very large unified team as well. So chance here for the NFA athletes to take the floor in unified cheerleading.
They're likely one of the largest unified cheer teams in the state, which is just incredible to have them here today. And as always, I'm sure they'll put on an incredible performance and really get the crowd involved.
Yeah, the unified program at NFA has been a leader in the state for a number of years. You can see why here, the sheer numbers out there, which is both athletes and mentor athletes. And the best part about unified is the true kinship between the mentor athletes and the unified athletes. That work that goes hand in hand, making this a special moment for everybody on the floor as well as those that are watching.
Sharing the love for your sport is something like nothing else. We're really going to see that today. We already have some crowd participation going on.
A little We Are Family.
Isn't that right? And some jumps going on. Look at that. We saw a tuck jump at the beginning and then a toe touch. Big smiles, fantastic motions going on here. Looks like we're heading into some partner stunts.
choice of songs, crowd into it.
Music is a big part of it.
Great job, the NFA Unified Cheerleader Squad. Crowd really enjoyed that performance. And our final performance of the day will come from the Griswold Unified Cheer Team. The Wolverines have a very, very big following here today, so we expect that there will be a high energy performance from the Unified team from Griswold, and that will wrap up. After that performance, we will take a break, and then when we come back, we will carry live the presentation of all of today's awards, the individual award winners, the presentation of the Division 1, 2, and 3 championships, ECC Honorable Mention, ECC All-Stars for Divisions 1, 2, and 3. Of course, the Kobe Souza Team Spirit Award, and then the champions in Divisions 1, 2, and 3, and the overall championship as well. All of that will be carried live on the other side of the break that we will take after the Griswold High School Unified team takes the mat as our final performance today here in the 2023 ECC Cheerleading Championship.
The energy is just as high right now as it was when we started off the day a couple hours ago. Great start to the routine. Wow. The music choices today are just out of this world. Really fun performance here with the palms. So much dancing going on.
Thank you, Griswold, for wrapping us up today with a great performance in the Unified Cheer. A happy group of Wolverines.
I think that group hug at the end kind of tells us all we need to know.
So that is the end of the cheerleading competition today. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have all of the awards presentations and the champions of the ECC on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
They all are sophomores. Each one of them has never been an all-star competitive cheerleader, and they've learned their skills starting from the youth league or here at the high school.
Well, I've been cheering and dancing since I was really, really little. So I was like, I want to go try doing dance with a team. And I'm going to come back to cheer when I go to high school.
I used to watch all the movies like Bring It On, and I wanted to be like them. And I saw that my brothers did football, and they're all older than me, and I saw all the cheerleaders cheering for them. So I asked my mom to be a cheerleader. She said, yeah.
It was my freshman year, and I was just coming in to the high school, and there was flyers around for it. And I've seen them, but I was never going to become a cheerleader. It just wasn't on my mind. So when she seen it, she was like, Lay, you got to do it. You got to do it. You dance. It's going to be easy. You could do it. I could get you to flip. So then from that day on, I would go to her house, and she would teach me in the back of her house.
I've seen kids who they watch other kids tumble and they want to do it. So they throw it on their beds. They get trampolines. They work on their trampolines. They just throw them over their sofas off of the couches until they can get it on their own.
My dad and my mom, they would help me with my tumbling or my arm motions. But other than that, I would just watch YouTube videos or something.
I didn't know it was this hard. I'll be honest. They would think cheer, you're just there to sit there and be cute, but it's actually a lot.
It's way harder than it was when I was little. When I was little, it was just doing sideline cheers, but now I have to actually put in 100% work all the time.
Cheerleading takes a lot of athleticism. It takes full body control, especially the core strength that they're required to do the skills they're doing. They're doing gymnastics skills. They are doing stunting skills. We've actually had, during our football season, a Powder Puff boys cheerleading team, and those boys who play football couldn't do the things that my cheerleaders do.
Well, in cheer, you have to be really tight. So I guess that's what helped me in dance, knowing how to give more facials and being outward with the crowd and snapping my movements and everything. So that helps me in both.
These three girls are so athletic. Together, the three of them raised the level of athleticism on my team.
So I got results today for All-State.
Oh, you did?
I got results for All-State.
You're going to tell us right now?
I am going to tell you right
Yay.
now. We had two girls make All-State this year.
Who?
Tati and Leilani.
Being part of a great community is so important. People helping and supporting others can be very uplifting and contagious. At Philomena's Restaurant, that's exactly what you get. It's the community hub for not just Waterford, but all of southeastern Connecticut. Birthday parties, anniversary dinners, weddings, sports banquets, a drink with friends, and of course, charity events. Philomena's has been, is, and will always be there for the community. Celebrate and support southeastern Connecticut at Philomena's. Philomena's, Utopia Plaza in Waterford.
Ever since I was 6 years old, I joined a competitive cheerleading team, and that's really how I got started. I did it for 7 consecutive years, and after that, when I got into high school, that's when I started getting the high school cheer and everything.
She brings a lot of tumbling experience, a lot of flying experience to this team where she's my only veteran flyer, so she's really been able to teach my younger flyers a lot of different things that maybe even I can't even teach them, because even though I have the experience and I've taught them before, I've not ever physically done it. So Camille is able to bring a lot of that to it.
I did diving, so the cheer really helped with that, with all the flips and twists and everything. I got into it during 8th grade year after I quit All-Star Cheer.
The fact that she understands the different dynamic between different sports teams, on her diving and swimming team, it's a little bit more of an individualized sport, but she still has to work with a team. Here at cheerleading, we really very much are an all or nothing type of team. Everybody on that mat at once doing all the choreographed things and having to hit the things and work together all at the same time.
The pressure, I can say it's different for cheerleading. It's way more nerve-wracking. I always have the butterflies in my stomach. And for diving, it's just you just have to prepare yourself mentally and just be calm and just be ready.
We're going into ECCs this weekend. We were the last 3-time champions, so we're going into it as, champions of 2020, and it would be we kind of feel like we have to prove ourselves.
Last year we barely even had a season. We had a virtual competition which only included a dance and no stunting.
So I think going into I said we're not here to really compete against the other teams. We're here to go look at the score sheet and to compete against ourselves.
Oh, it's great. I mean, I love cheerleading. Cheerleading is my favorite sport. It feels amazing being back on the mat with all my teammates, and just the team unity and everything is great.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/membership.
When I was in 7th grade, I broke my back playing basketball. I went up for a charge and she went up for a layup, and we both fell, and her knee went into my back and ended up fracturing my L5 vertebrae.
We weren't real sure if she was ever going to cheer again because she broke her back and was in a wheelchair for 6 weeks. But as soon as she was cleared, she started tumbling that day. So she's fearless and crazy all at the same time. When she came back from that injury and she got back on the field and they opened a lane for her and she just tumbled the whole length of the football field. And she stood up and she looked at me and she said, "I'm back."
Having your mom be your coach is like a blessing and a curse, because there's always someone there to help you and someone always there to understand what you're doing.
Depends on the day, but I think for both of us it makes it extremely rewarding.
It gets difficult at times because when you're at home and something goes bad at practice, it's hard to separate between the two, but also you tend to understand what the other person's saying a lot better because you spend so much time with them.
I am very hard on her, harder than I am on anyone else, and they all kind of boost her up a little bit because they know that's going to happen, but she is an absolute ball of fire on the floor, so it takes a little bit to tame it, but we have a very strong connection, so it's a very rewarding experience to see her out on the floor and get to catch her when she falls and have all the pieces kind of come together for both of us.
We are sitting in the gym over there, and our coach kind of just told us that our week was going to be full of surprises because we have a lot to work for since this upcoming week is ECC's. And she said that the first 2 surprises that she was going to tell us was that we had not 1 but 2 all-state cheerleaders, and that was myself and Cam.
We haven't had an all-state athlete in 2 years, and we have a team of 10. So for 2 out of 10 to make all-state was an absolute blow you away moment.
It felt great, honestly, knowing that something I've worked for a really long time finally paid off. It felt great, and it made me feel like I was doing it for a reason. It felt like someone finally recognized the hard work that goes in to being in a gym 7 days a week.
1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, go!
Being athletic helps me with other sports that I do. I did track this year, and I qualified for states my first year for shot put, and I think it's because of lifting these girls. It's hard because of the practices or whatever. I did volleyball, and I was lucky enough to do volleyball with cheer.
The ladies in black, the team that's here, 2019, your champions are here.
I am a graduate of Montville, so when I was in the school, we weren't allowed to participate in multiple sports in the same season. I had a bad feeling. I was I would rather you focus on the sport, and after seeing her go through fall and go through winter, I can definitely say that she most definitely puts her heart into what she's doing at that moment. So I know when she's at track practice, she's definitely participating in that sport 110% and giving it her all. And I know when she comes here, she gives it her 110%. And if she doesn't, I'm gonna call her out on it.
Cheer helps with track, because last year I did track and I ran, and it helped me with my endurance and all, and just strength in general for my other sports that I do, volleyball. It's pretty difficult compared to the sports I've done throughout my years. You do get injuries. I got almost 2 black eyes this season. You got to push through it. You have a team, you have to go for it. You have a goal near the end after the 2 minutes, you perform. I just like being with the team and
like doing what we do. I like flipping and all that. Like I did gymnastics. It's sort of like gymnastics, but it just cheers like overall. Like I just like it, like cheering on like the football guys, basketball and all that. Just fun.
Ruben is in trouble right here. Cradle locked up, and it might be night-night.
And it is. Congratulations, Dalmazio Despard, an ECC champion as a freshman. And he is Montville's only representative, and I'll tell you what, he's heck of a representative for Montville High School.
If I wanted someone to represent me, it'd be this guy, where we get the pin right now.
And we do. Congratulations, James Linder, Montville High School junior, because all of their scores leading up to the finals indicated that they're both
Gennady, but Costley with the whizzer. Oh, that was beautiful. They're proving you wrong right now. He says, he heard you, I think. He said, how about them points?
Costley looking for a pin here, and he gets
Jesse
it!
Costley, ECC champ.
Congratulations, 145-pound winner, Jesse Costley, the senior.
Oh, my goodness.
Brunelli.
The ref's about to Potapsky the mat if he gets this pin.
And that just like that, Brunelli, the senior champion, with a first period pin, 2 on a reversal by Samarco.
Oh, Samarco!
He flipped it over. What a move by Samarco! And the pin out of nowhere!
That's so big! That's so big!
Tell them what you're watching.
Going to do Division 1.
We are
first
going to carry live
the
individual award winners in
for
each
Division
of the
1
athletes.
from
So starting
Fitch,
now, the Division 1
Tula
athletes.
Gantuas. From NFA, Campbell Apperson. From East Lyme, Elena Olson. From Woodstock Academy, Avery Cucci. For the fall, in Division 3, from Plainfield, Savannah Dubanetsky. From Griswold, Anika Hippolyte. From Montville, Kelsey Dupre. From Stonington, Abigail Newman. For the fall Division 2, from Waterford, Nellie Krings. From Ledyard, Elena Falconberry. From Killingly, Sage Bukowski. From Bacon Academy, Allison Hickey. And from New London High School, Adriana Benjamin. These are your fall sportsmanship winners from Divisions 1, 2, and 3. Everyone scoot in so they can get the picture in. For the winter season, ECC sportsmanship winners from Division 1, from Fitch High School, Destiny Pina. From NFA, Callie Capolotis. From East Lyme, Anna Prevost. From Woodstock Academy, Ariana Garnsey. For Division III, from Wheeler, Layla Gagnon. From Plainfield, Sophia Bernal. From Griswold, Jamie Poitras. From Montville, Ava Giro. From Stonington, Gabrielle Ocasio. From Division II, from Waterford, Jalen Barnes. From Ledyard, Carly Evans. From Killingly, Haley Shippey. From Bacon Academy, Gwyneth Reagan. From New London High School, Ayla Robinson. These are your winter ECC sportsmanship winners. And now for our scholar athletes for the fall season. In Division I from Fitch, Gianna Butler. From NFA, Laura Piper. From East Lyme, Annabelle Duker. From Woodstock Academy, Samantha Richmond. From Division III scholar athletes from Plainfield, Marissa Smith. From Griswold, Beatrice Patty. From Montville, Emma Bacalotis. And from Stonington, Mackenzie Dufour. Scholar athletes from Division II from Waterford, Gianna Serafino. From Ledyard, Adriana Del Ponte. From Killingly, Catherine Fisher. From Bacon Academy, Shay Sweet. From New London, Delande Forrestal. Those are your 4 fall scholar athletes from Division I, III, and II. Congratulations. Now for your winter scholar athletes from Division I, from Fitch, Tallulah Gantos. From NFA, Laura Piper. From East Lyme, Isabella Benoit. From Woodstock Academy, Cheyenne Machamer. From Division III, from Wheeler, Peyton Osborne. From Plainfield, Michaela Barstow. From Griswold, Beatrice Patty. From Montville, Nadia Wynn. From Stonington, Jessica Maynard. From Division II, from Waterford, Rebecca Roque. From Ledyard, Ava Oliver. From Killingly, Abigail Comtos. From Bacon Academy, Madison Crook. From New London, Tatiana Pemberton. Those are your scholar athletes for winter. Congratulations to all.
We're going to take pictures after every division. I know I have it there. Yeah, I know.
All right, and now for our All-Stars. First, for honorable mention in Division 1, from East Lyme, Kaylee Pelosi. From Fitch, Destiny Pina. From Woodstock Academy, Ella Favreau. And now for our All-Star winners in Division 1 from Fitch, Elena Ferris. From East Lyme, Madison Davis. From NFA, Campbell Apperson. From Woodstock Academy, Cheyenne Matchermer. From Fitch, Gianna Butler. And from East Lyme, Lily Daly. And also from East Lyme and top scorer in Division 1, Annabelle Duker. These are your Division 1 All-Stars and honorable mention. And now for Division 3 All-Stars, honorable mention. Griswold, Nevin Irvin. From Wheeler, Rose Tardif. From Wheeler, Alexa Kennedy. From Wheeler, Hannah Wright. And now your All-Stars in Division 3 from Griswold, Ashley Beckwith. From Griswold, Giselle Coleman. From Plainfield, Kyla Benzina. From Montville, Elena Oles. From Griswold, Alexis Johnson. From Plainfield, Michaela Barstow. And from Plainfield, and the top scorer, Savannah Dubinetsky. These are your Division 3 All-Stars and honorable mention. And now for Division 2, for honorable mention, from Killingly High School, Abigail Contos. From Bacon Academy, Erin Holy. From Killingly High School, Lila Moran. From Ledyard High School, Emily Dunn. And for your All-Star winners, from New London High School, Leilani Robinson. From Killingly High School, Haley Shippey. From New London High School, Adriana Benjamin. From Waterford High School, Adriana Caba. From New London High School, Ayana Mitchell. From Killingly High School, Savannah Futi. From Killingly High School, Catherine Fisher. And from New London High School with the top score in Division II, Tatiana Pemberton. These are your All-Stars, honorable mention, and winners in Division II. Congratulations. I want to remind the coaches that after the awards, the score sheets will be available at the head table here after the winners are announced. And now for the Colby Souza Award. I have a long speech to read. Colby Souza had a talent for many sports, but a passion for one, cheerleading. Colby was 21 years old, like a 20-year-old lifelong Waterford resident. She began cheering at the age of 4 as a mascot for the Waterford Tigers and continued through high school. Colby also cheered for an area all-star team, TVA. She was still involved with cheerleading as a coach, and when she was killed in an automobile accident on April 1st, 2005. Although Colby was an excellent all-around athlete, achieving 2 All-State and MVP honors in field hockey and all area and all ECC honors in softball, cheerleading remained her love. Colby cheered at the varsity level throughout high school, obtaining all ECC status for all 4 years. She was an MVP for her senior year. Colby was passionate about cheerleading and about the fact that cheerleading is a sport and cheerleaders are athletes. Her determination and dedication made Waterford cheerleading what it is today, respected and competitive. If you have had the pleasure of watching Colby cheer, then you are lucky. If you didn't, then you missed something special. Colby is the perfect role model for young cheerleaders. She had a love for her sport that showed every time she took the floor for competition. She was a fierce competitor in the gym and an unfailing, dependable friend for life. Colby's body may not be here with us today, but her spirit certainly is. Her memory will be kept alive by all of those who loved her. I'm sure she is cheering us on and encouraging us to live, laugh, and love every day. And the winner of the Colby Souza Award is Wheeler High School. Congratulations to Wheeler. I didn't botch those names too badly. There were a couple that were questionable. All right, are we ready for the final results? I'm going to be announcing Division I first. Second runner-up in Division I with a score of 119.9, Norwich Free Academy. First runner-up with a score of 143.9, Fitch High School. And the 2023 ECC Division I Cheerleading Champs with a score of 170.5, East Lyme High School. Congratulations, East Lyme. Guys, let's set up for your picture. And now we will announce Division III. Second runner-up in Division III with a score of 114.1, Griswold High School. First runner-up in Division III with a score of 132.9, Montville High School. And the 2023 ECC Division III champions with a score of 145.3, Plainfield High School. Congratulations, Plainfield. Plainfield, come on up and get your plaque. And now announcing for Division II champions. In Division II, the second runner-up with a score of 141.1, Bacon Academy. First runner-up in Division II with a score of 156.3, Killingly High School. And the 2023 ECC Division III champions with a score of 174.2, Waterford High School. For the ECC Championship is Waterford High School. Congratulations. Congratulations to all the teams today. Did a fabulous job.
Well, a repeat in Division 3 with Plainfield, a repeat in Division 2 for the 5th consecutive year, Waterford High School, and a repeat in Division 1 with East Lyme. The difference from last year to this year is the Waterford Lancers are the overall champions in the ECC, and the top 2 scores were way ahead of the rest of the field. So the judges clearly loved Waterford and East Lyme, but Waterford, like every year, Waterford and East Lyme, Waterford and East Lyme, this time it's Waterford.
I know, it goes back and forth all the time. You truly never know where it's going to end up. Two very different performances, a small team and a large team. We had both scales, both ends of the scale, and wow, what an outcome today. I mean, all 3 divisions with a repeat.
I know there was some disappointment for some of the teams. Some other teams so happy to place. You can see the joy on Bacon Academy's team when they placed in this very difficult Division 2. And I think Waterford surprised East Lyme, thrilled with their score. I think they thought that was enough. But at the end of it all, Waterford High School, 5th year in a row, Division 2 champions, and now the overall champions as well here in the ECC Cheerleading Championships. I know he's a proud Lancer, so he's going to be all smiles himself. There is no more fitting person to talk to the Lancers about their championship than our own Lancer, George Hathaway. George, take it away.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 straight Division 2 ECC champions, the Waterford Lancers. Congratulations, girls. You guys absolutely killed it there on the mat. And also on top of that, you are the tournament champions as well with the highest score. So, Coach, I want to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind coming on in here. So, how does it feel to be 5 straight Division 2 champions and ECC tournament champions?
To be 5 straight champions really means a lot, and I can't lie, every year is a little bit more pressure. So going into it, knowing that we've had, some trials and tribulations coming into this, which every team does. It really was, I think, a lot of added pressure to think, I have something to uphold. So that really means a lot to me. And this is something that we've been gunning for years. So this really means a lot. Honestly, I didn't think that we were going to get it this year. So I thought East Lyme was amazing. There's a lot of really amazing competition out there. So it means that much more to have won this by competing against other amazing teams.
It certainly has been a long season. Talk to me about how the process was throughout the season, and then just kind of being able to fulfill it all here today.
Every week is a stepping stone, and we start, in early December, and we kind of work through, and every week we get a little bit better, and sometimes it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back, but as long as there's continual progress in the right motion, then we feel good about it. We start competing about 3 weeks ago was our first competition, and so it's baby steps. Every week is a little bit better, and you can only peak once. So, I don't know if this is it for us. We still got states in a couple weeks. So I think that we're moving in a good direction upwards.
How proud are you of these girls?
Beyond my wildest dreams. They continue to amaze me every day. I'm proud to call these girls my team. Really proud to be their coach. Really proud to have an amazing assistant coach with me. I'm also really proud of them because with the unified team, they were the ones who did everything with the unified team. They work on it at school. I don't even have anything to do with it. And watching that made me even more proud of them after their competition, after watching what they did with the unified team. It's just, my heart melts.
Well, congratulations, Waterford Lancers, Division 2 champions and the ECC tournament champions as well. Congratulations.
Thank you, George. Well, it was a fabulous day. It always is a fabulous day. I think we continue to see the evolution. You see the number of all-state cheerleaders the ECC has. You see the number of performances that have gone up and up and up. The numbers are there. the cheerleading success of the ECC continues to grow, and I think today it was on display. East Lyme, I'm sure, comes away a little disappointed, but their routine was fabulous. Going first, you have to wonder, what does going first do? But at the end of it, here at home, the Lancers prevail. What were your overall thoughts about today?
I think that we had a big array of teams here. I truly had some predictions going into it, who would come out on top, but I was really pleasantly surprised by the performances that we saw today. I think that some of these teams are going to leave here, make some improvements going into states in a couple of weeks, as the Waterford coach mentioned. The season isn't over yet. They still have things to prove. We definitely got a little taste of how taking a smaller squad might pay off in the end. I mean, looking at East Lyme going into it, I thought for sure they'd be the highest scorers of the day, because with those 18 athletes on the mat, they continued to nail everything. It's impressive when those 4 stunts stay in the air. You don't see a lot of hit routines. But Waterford, they really used that score sheet. They took what they were good at, and they put it on the mat, and they were able to maximize in so many different parts.
Yeah, that's a great point. The Plainfield team repeats in Division III, small squad. Waterford repeats in Division II, small squad. East Lyme repeats in Division I, giant squad. And I really do think it's a toss-up. I think it's so hard when you have a squad the size of East Lyme and the squad the size of Waterford. They're so hard to score against each other, and it was at the end so very, very close. But the level of cheering in the ECC continues to improve, and the more gymnasts and the more dancers and the more athletes continue to pour into the sport, like we said in the beginning, it's not just pom-poms, right? This is an athletic sport, and we see the evolution of the cheerleader. You see cheerleading centers popping up all over the place because cheerleading is such a dynamic sport, and the training for it. Every time I come away from here, I come away more and more impressed with the level of cheering in the ECC. And now good luck to all of these girls and boys and their coaches moving into the state competition. So now you've had a chance to sit in the seat.
Oh, yeah.
What are your thoughts about these? What are your thoughts about what you saw today?
I have to agree that these teams are getting better every year. In some programs, they go back and forth a little bit, but as a whole, the ECC is becoming more competitive. When I was thinking about who did what today, I truly could not place where all the teams were. We were struggling with that because so many performances were incredible today. And although we had scores like that back when I was in high school, not every team was on that caliber, and I think it's really saying something. And it even starts in the youth programs. We saw a lot of them here today. We saw those cheerleaders looking up to our high school teams, inspired by them. The youth programs are getting stronger. The JV programs are getting stronger. That just, there's something to work for, and it's an extremely competitive conference these days.
Yeah, it's getting better and better. We are, as always, thrilled here at Game Day to be able to provide you the best in all sports coverage around the ECC and more. And today, of course, the ECC Cheerleading Championships, no different. Tuesday, live from Mohegan Sun, it is the girls' ECC basketball finals, Division I and Division II. You're not going to want to miss that. The run to the Sun is completed on Tuesday for the girls, and we will have all of that action. Of course, boys basketball, swimming, so many more championships yet to come in the ECC, and Game Day will continue to bring you all of that action. For Peter Wappy and the crew, great job to George Hathaway. I can't say enough. We brought the funk into the ECC Cheerleading Championships on Game Day. It was a pleasure to have you, and I look forward to doing this again with you. We are proud of all of the athletes today, unified sports, as always, bringing the house down. Thank you to everybody today who participated. You've been watching Game Day live on theday.com.